Why should you care about being healthy? Surely being unhealthy is not a moral failure, merely a secondary characteristic of our bodies. We tell ourselves we're more evolved, we're souls, we're minds. And yet the fact of the matter is that we are incarnate beings, and to reject the health and wellness of our physical bodies is to reject the purpose of our incarnation, and ultimately leads to spiritual and mental illness. Our identity in the CTMU is stratified from the most pure and invariant identity of God, of whom every human being is a secondary image, to the most particular identity of our own physical bodies. Level 1 in the teleological living plan on the Mega Foundation Substack is the somatic self, the body. Every other level is the body in relation to a higher order principle, the body relative to others, to our families, our communities, our workplace, our race and culture, humanity, and ultimately the individual relative to ultimate reality, to God. If you don't get the basics right, you can't be a fully self-actualized being. In his work Mishnah Torah, Moses Maimonides opines that the real purpose of maintaining good health is to acquire wisdom. The soul is healthy when it desires to do what is good, and ill when it craves to do wrong. If you don't have control over what you do with your body, and you work for it, feeding it junk and being slothful instead of it working for you, helping you improve your health, longevity, and wellness, and cooperate with your mind and spirit to make you a fully self actualized person, then you are not living life correctly. In fact, you are living it immorally, and you will be tempted to do evil, and you will not be strong enough to resist it. This also traces back to Abraham Maslow's famous hierarchy of needs. You must acquire perfect condition of the body so that you can achieve ethical and moral perfections, esteem, and self-actualization. Maimonides says that man is not born good or bad, but can acquire various perfections through training and habit. It takes effort to be moral. If it didn't, that would be a decoupling of reward and merit, and thus not something which God could reward. For example, if you're trying to get in shape and start doing regular strength training, running, or yoga, you are taking an intention in your mind to be healthy and use your health to be of better service to others and to the Creator. You're teaching yourself self-discipline and what's called telic recursion in the CTMU, the ability to structure reality through your mind and will and create optimal worlds for yourself and others and transform your being by the intention of your mind. This, if you generalize it to all strata of your identity, is the very purpose of your incarnation. But I'm not here to wax philosophical. I'd like to give you practical tips and routines that you can easily implement to improve your mind, body, and spirit today. The most important thing for teleological health and wellness is not to have an insane, unsustainable daily routine where you wake up at 4 a.m., run 20 miles a day, and read 4 books a week, but have a consistent daily routine where you can do the same thing every day and make incremental progress towards your goals. This means different things for different people. Clinical psychologist Michael Bruce popularized the idea of chronotypes. There are certain people who are motivated to wake up at 5:30 a.m., and that's natural and healthy for them. But that's only around 10 to 15% of the population. For me, I'm a bear in his schema. My internal clock revolves around sunrise and sunset, and I need 8 hours of sleep per night, or else I don't function optimally. So let's use this schema to implement no more than 3 healthy habits that I can implement into my day and easily follow through on. And you can look this up, look up chronotypes or Michael Bruce, and you should get a chart of that. And the most important thing is not going to sleep at the same time every day, but waking up at the same time every day with a maximum of maybe like 90 plus minutes on the weekends. So number one, wake up at 7 a.m. every day and do 2 sets of 50 push-ups to fulfill the light exercise criterion. Just 100 push-ups a day can be an absolute game changer for strength. Do 2 to 3 days per week of more intense strength training from 6 to 7 p.m. So I'm going to probably start this once the cross-country season is over because I got in a little bit of trouble for heavy lifting during the before a race. But my preferred workout is the 5x5, which does 5 sets of 5 reps of 3 of the following exercises each day: overhead press, bench press, squat, deadlift, and rows. And right now I'm already doing that. I'm running 4 or 5 days a week. So get all of my homework done before 8 so I can use the hours of 8 to 10 to brainstorm and write for my YouTube channel. You can see easily how these small changes could improve my health and wellness. But don't copy mine down. Take out a pen or pencil, preferably, or type on your laptop or smartphone, and write down 3 reasonable goals which you want to work into your daily routine. If you don't do anything related to health or wellness, all the better. In fact, research shows that switching from 0 to 3 hours of exercise per week has a greater impact than from 3 to 20. So get moving, because that window is where you get the greatest results. And in his highly readable book, The Art of Impossible, popular neuroscience author Stephen Kotler outlines a meta strategy for consistently getting yourself into a flow state, or meditative trance, as our friend Mathematical Metaphysics calls it, actualizing peak performance and therefore achieving the impossible. You need to tightly align curiosity, passion, purpose, autonomy, and mastery. First, write out 25 topics that you're curious about, just the first things that come to mind. Then try to find the intersection between those curiosities. This is your passion, the things that you will find intrinsically fulfilling to learn about and make progress towards. If you can make your passion the flagship of your life and be able to work towards it and derive meaning from it every day, then and work in a way that fulfills your teleological duties and makes reality a better place for other human tellers, then your passion becomes your metaphysical mission, in the words of our friend Greg Wilford, which no one can take away from you. Stack autonomy and mastery, your self-directed pursuit and project, and consistent striving towards your goal and fulfilling a series of ends which you find meaningful. You have everything stacked, which motivates you to have peak performance. So then formulate this metaphysical mission as a massively transformative purpose, the mission statement for your life, and then chunk that into a series of high hard goals for your life. And then on a daily basis, write a list of 5 to 8 clear goals, which are tiny steps towards your high hard goals. You'll be shocked within a few years when you've done everything you wanted to achieve and more. It's because you had intelligence and discipline and structured your life according to what you wanted to achieve in teleological self-actualization. You got that done day by day, day in, day out. Chop wood, carry water. Reality is structured in such ways to take your needs into account, and it's a sensor controller and fulfill them. It's just that you need to work for it. I'll give you examples for my life. My massively transformative purpose, which is to help teach people about the CTMU, the foundational language of reality, and encourage the societal transformation attendant on widespread spiritual understanding and dissemination of absolute truth. My high hard goals include growing this YouTube channel, building the CTMU community, making widely available CTMU instructional material, encouraging CTMU teleological living, etc., among other personal goals I have for myself. A clear goal might be finish the script for a video or reach out to someone to conduct an interview, but it also might be work out for 30 minutes or read 50 pages of a book. Kotler's idea is that impossible is a checklist, meaning you can configure yourself in a certain way and consistently achieve results beyond your wildest dreams by aligning your intrinsic motivators with intelligence and self-discipline. And it's very basic things which can improve our health dramatically. Regular exercise, don't eat unless you're hungry, and don't gorge yourself, eat until you're 75% full. Get 8 hours of sleep, drink lots of water. You don't need to do complicated exercise and meal plans like bodybuilders. Just take plenty of exercise and eat healthily and not to excess. Idleness and excessive eating are the root of much of the physical and spiritual sickness we see in the world today. We are unhealthy. Other consideration, especially here in America, and other considerations are at play here too. Chris Langan says, I found at a relatively early age that a fit, muscular body is useful for certain purposes. These purposes include self-defense, having fun, and getting the attention of pretty girls, all worthwhile goals. On the Mega Foundation Substack, Chris and Gina Langan write, people who achieve a high level of teleological wellness are, by definition, guardians of absolute truth / logos / CTMU. They give us a simple mantra to live by and remember. My body is my vehicle. You can go to megafoundation.substack.com to subscribe to the Teleologic newsletter and chrislangan.substack.com to subscribe to Chris Langan's Ultimate Reality. That is the most important thing you can do right now for the CTMU movement this minute. Both will, as always, be linked in the description. Let the light shine forth in the darkness. May the peace of our Father in heaven be upon you. Click and subscribe. Peace.